Welcome back. You're with RT. Now, almost 1 in 3 US Republican voters would support military action against the fictional Middle Eastern kingdom of Agrabah, according to a nationwide poll. Agrabah is, in fact, the setting of the Disney movie Aladdin.
Years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Say the magic words. Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince.
He has the lamp.
We're never gonna get a hold of that lamp!
Well, that survey was conducted by Public Policy Polling and also touched on some more serious questions too, raised in the Republican primaries. 54% said they would support a ban on Muslims entering the United States, and 46% favour the creation of a national database of Muslims. Well, to talk about the results here, we're joined by Caleb Mopin from the Anti-War International Aviation Action Centre. I apologise. Thanks very much for coming onto the programme this evening. Now, it appears, doesn't it, from this, that having an Arabic-sounding name is apparently justification enough to start bombing. Do you find these results alarming?
It absolutely is. There are thousands of U.S. troops deployed in bases throughout the Middle East. There's an entire naval fleet stationed in the Middle East in Bahrain. Thousands and actually billions of dollars of U.S. tax money is given to the Middle East. But when it comes to the realities of that region, the U.S. public is just completely ignorant. There's just an extreme amount of ignorance about what goes on in the Middle East, the history of the region, why things are the way they are, the reality of the situation there. People really don't know much about the entire region. And so when we see poll results like this is a result of this racist, cultural chauvinist caricature that has really been created of people throughout the region, throughout the Middle East, in U.S. media. There is just kind of a really disgusting caricature. At the time the film Aladdin came out, there were many, people in the United States, Muslim Americans, Arab Americans, who objected to the content of that film and thought it would further play into the demonization of people from that region, which then serves to justify further wars and interventions.
I suppose, what sort of reaction has there been in the United States to this, Caleb? Have people just sort of shrugged it off as a bit of fun, or are more people like you taking a more serious sort of stance on this?
Well, it's something that all progressive-minded people should be very disturbed by, that even a fictional place would be bombed because there's so much hatred for people in the Middle East and so much demonization. One of the real contradictory aspects of this is that the conservative theocracies, the countries in the Middle East which most fit this kind of stereotype, the most conservative theocracies are the ones that are aligned with the United States. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar. These are the societies that are aligned with the U.S., and the countries that are targeted tend to be the ones that are more open and more moderate. In Saudi Arabia, women can't drive cars, people are beheaded all the time, but this is a major U.S. ally in the region. But the Syrian Arab Republic, that's a country where Christians, Sunnis, Alawites have been living together in peace for so long. In the Islamic Republic of Iran, you have women that are brigadier generals in the military. You have a constitution, you have elections. It seems that the countries that are targeted by the U.S. are the ones that are the most modern and the most open. It's the Gulf state autocracies, the absolute monarchies, that are really working for ExxonMobil and the U.S. oil corporations. They're the ones that are the most conservative and most fit this kind of racist caricature. So everything that people in the U.S. know about the region is just completely false. It's important to point out that the extremism and terrorism that we're hearing so much about with ISIS, this is not indigenous to the region. It was the United States that supported and enabled Osama bin Laden to rise when they funded him and sent him to Afghanistan to fight the Soviet Union. And everyone knows that ISIS or Daesh originated as part of the U.S.-backed insurgency funded to overthrow the Syrian Arab Republic. That these things did not arise naturally. The Muslim Brotherhood, its origins, if you look at it, it originated as part of the U.S.-backed forces that were in Egypt trying to overthrow Abdel Nasser and overturn Arab socialism.
Caleb, we're going to have to leave it there, but look, thank you very much for giving us your insight onto this story. That was